The worshippers first bring offerings into the temple, traditional foods, a live rooster, and rum. The offerings are brought to the altar of the inner temple, presided over by resident Buye Sarah Gunges, accompanied by her cousin John Mariano, visiting from New York. How did you become a spiritual healer? Did you have to study? Were you chosen?
No, I was chosen.
By whom?
By the Spirit. No.
So, the Mali ceremony, how does a person decide that they need spiritual healing?
Well, you have to contact the Spirit. Then they will tell you what the old ancestors want. You know. So then we go by what they told us to do.
Well, you see, in most cases, people have been sick for many, many years, sometimes months, and they have been to the doctors, and to them, they doesn't feel any better. So they take this second choice of coming to the temple. And when they reach here, then Sarah contact
The Spirit.
her spirit, and he told her exactly what's wrong with the person. And that's the time she would know whether if it's the ancestors or if it is the just natural sickness. Then we give them a choice whether, if it's a natural sickness, we give them a choice whether if they want to go to the doctor again or if they want to be healed here at the temple.
In the Mali, time and space are brought together. The living, represented by the drums, the dead, represented by the gong, and God, represented by the maracas, also the badge of the Buye, are captured within the walls of the temple. What do you pass through to become a Buye?
First, number one, the sickness.
What sickness?
I was sick. I got sick in New York, and I was hospitalized. At the beginning, the doctor said it was heart problem. Then when I questioned the doctor again, he said that they thought it was the heart, and it wasn't the heart. And I remained sick. And finally, one day, I dropped down again while I was in a store. They called the ambulance. They took me to hospital again. And while I was in the hospital, I heard like somebody whisper into my ears, telling me, "Go home. If you stay here, you will pass out." So I told the doctor I'm going home, and he asked me the reason why. Well, I never explained to him all what I tell him I wants to go home. Then I went home. Then from home, I come to Dangriga.
Sarah, did you have any similar experiences to John?
Yes, I do.
What was your experience like?
Well, my heart too. I was having heart problem, and I go to many doctors, and they couldn't tell me what's wrong with me, until one night when the Spirit appeared to me and tell me what he wants.
Do you think there's any reason why you two were chosen? Any special reason?
Yes. I can say that my great-grandfather was a spirit man. Yes.
And he decided that
Yes.
you could carry on the work?
But, I didn't know the man before. But after I have know how to speak to them. Then one day he told me that if I know that he was my grandfather, great-grandfather.
Time goes on and the spirits of the ancestors are now present. The tempo of the dancing increases. Oftentimes, it is believed that a buye is the same thing as an obia woman.
No.
What can you say about this?
No, it's two different things between a buye and a obia person. Okay, a obia person generally learns from some black magic book. To be a buye, you have to be a chosen person. Okay, you don't need, you are not trained by any other living person beside the spirit itself. So actually, a buye does not practice obia. Okay, I for one, if I ever find out any buye trying to learn obia, okay, I would go and criticize them, because to me, a buye should be a clean person at all time. He shouldn't practice that. And even the spirit itself told the buyes that they are not to fool with those type of
Things.
Sarah, I see you have here a lot of Christian statues. Is there any relationship between the work you do as a healer and the church?
Yes, it is along with my work, you know.
As a matter of fact, before we start, okay, doing any work here in this temple, okay, we pray. Okay. Secondly, if you notice, most of the time we went to church.
And once you is a spirit person, you have to attend to your church, you know, most of the time.
When you say attend to your church, what do
You go to church, and then you stay with one man.
One man meaning?
One man only. If
A partner in life?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
One man, or else no dice.
By this time, the spirits have taken possession of several of the worshippers. Their bodies, often in a trance, are then used by the ancestral spirits to speak to the living.
When I see them first, I was afraid of them. I won't tell you no lie. And I couldn't sleep because I'm afraid of them. Sometimes I take my hammock and cover myself with it. And when I do realize I'm sleeping, right, and I jump up, and when I count them, 12 of them will still remain, holding on the beam of the house.
You're talking about spirits?
Yes, spirits.
So what, I mean, you know, it's like there's no getting away from them.
No, can't.